Minnetonka High School. It's 12 sports coverage of boys high school lacrosse. And tonight it's the Wayzata Trojans traveling to the home of the Minnetonka Skippers. Hi and welcome everybody. Along with Dan Ficken, I'm Joe Moline. And Dan, it's a rematch of a game that took place earlier this year. Wayzata, the younger team, came out on top. They think they surprised the Skippers a little bit. Minnetonka was missing a couple of key players. They're back here tonight, and they expect to kind of maybe get some revenge against the Trojans.
Well, it's interesting. Both teams are on the rise here. Even though they don't have the records they both feel they've been used to in both these programs, they're both building. Tonka, a little bit elderly teams, got more experience and stuff right now. Wayzata rebuilding with some sophomores that have really stepped up to the plate for them. Should be an interesting rematch. Tonka's looking for a little bit of a revenge.
These records right now, both teams with losing records, can be a little bit deceiving because these are two of the better programs in the state, albeit in the middle of the pack right now of their own conference because they just happen to be in a conference with two of the top teams in the state, the Edina Hornets and the Eden Prairie Eagles. So with that said, we see two teams right now. They've had a couple of tough games under their belt, and now they're ready to get hot come playoff time.
Well, Wayzata right now started out with 3 straight losses to Whiteberry, Edina, and Eden Prairie. I mean, what a way to start season. But since then, they're 4-1. So they're building. They're making progress and growth. This is a key game for Tonka, especially for section seeding and for conference placement. They need to get a win, and their coach told us too. It'll help get some winning into the heads of their players. You know, it's been tough for them this year. They need a couple successes to really get them rolling, so it'll be a big test for them tonight.
In talking to Coach Herr, the coach of the Trojans, one thing he talked about is it's a young team, no doubt about that. But he really has some confidence in his athletes. So with each game comes some more experience, and he's excited to see these athletes really grow.
Yeah, he really is and excited. He kind of identified them as 9th graders and took a few of them, put them on varsity, let them get some experience last year. Well, now it's paying off. He lost a few players, some hockey players after they won the state championship who did not return. 3 key players that were solid varsity players. He had to replace them with these sophomores, so all of a sudden that 9th grade move looks pretty good.
Coach Olivier for the Skippers, one thing he mentioned is he's got some serious skill back there at defense, a couple of Division I recruits, and just from our own eyes, we saw a lot of size up there, averaging about 6'3" across the back end. Now scoring, on the opposite end, it's been a little bit difficult to come by. That's what the Skippers really need to improve on here tonight.
If you look at Minnetonka stats, they're there. They do well in faceoffs. They do well in ground balls, which are key stats. They just are having trouble putting the ball in the net, and unfortunately, that is the big stat. If you aren't scoring goals, it's hurting you. So he's hoping for breakthroughs here. We'll see what they do. As far as their defense, I'm looking for this Tonka crew to get really mean on these Wayzata Trojans coming in. They've got good attacks, but a good-sized D with a mean streak in them can really settle some scores.
It's the Skippers hosting the Trojans for the Battle of the Bay and a rematch in addition. It's coming up next here on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
And welcome back to Minnetonka High School, home of the Skippers and home of one of the more beautiful athletic complexes there is in high school sports in Minnesota. With the natural bowl setting here, we got lacrosse over here, we got a baseball game in the background, I got some tennis matches behind the visiting football bleachers, we got all kinds of things going on here. But right now on this field, we have a nice little rivalry between the Skippers and the Trojans. A matchup of a lacrosse game between these two teams and teams that met earlier in the season, as we talked about. But as kind of we mentioned in the pregame, things can always change, especially in the spring sports season. These games sometimes can be so early. Some of the seniors have so many other things going on, and one of those things happened to be a DECA event, or some of their seniors were out of town competing in DECA, which is like a business competition, and they're back here tonight, and the Skippers are excited about that.
Well, considering what happened in the first round here with Wayzata, they really are glad to have them back. Now they want to see even up man to man. I got our team, you got your team, and let's see what happens here tonight in an important late conference matchup here.
It's a 9-6 victory for the Trojans back on April 28th, and both these teams are coming off a couple of losses. Skippers come in after losing a real close game against Team Prairie, losing 5-4, lost to Edina prior to that, 11-7, but this is only their third home game. Those were their first 2 home games. They played all on the road earlier in the year, and they're happy to be back home as well.
We're going to see one of the better scorers in the state in number 29, Amar Batra, for the Wayzata Trojans. And it'll be interesting to see the matchup. He's a real tough kid, and we were talking about the 6-foot long sticks for Minnetonka with the Division I prospects on the field, and we'll see how they match up against Batra, because they're going to have to stop him. He's the leading scorer for the Trojans.
One of the guys to keep an eye on here tonight as the two teams are meeting out there at the center of the field was Matt Brush. He's a junior long stick and one of the more promising players in all the state, and a junior committed to play his college lacrosse at Holy Cross.
I think
as we take a look at your starting goaltender for the Wayzata Trojans.
well, we have Will Rammert. He's got an 8.25 goals against average, pretty good. Don't have a percentage on it yet, but this is his first year rocking. They had a good goaltender for 3 years now, and he's kind of stepping up and taking his place as we start this game.
And the draw will go to the Trojans to begin things as Joey Okalik brings it in. And now gives off to Alexander Sali, taking it down the left side, being watched closely by Jake Weber. Gives it up to Brooks Hansen. Hansen works it back over to Dalton Seas, and Seas will get it back now from Braden Nelson. Nelson races after that one, tries to be the closest player, but it's going to be Skipper's ball.
But one thing you notice about the Trojans here, you saw right away, they're not afraid to shoot. That probably wasn't a wise angle shot, but they're going to take it anyway. They're going to put some balls on the Minnetonka goaltender here.
Trojans make some early quick substitutions too. Offense to defense is Blake Barta has it for the Skippers. Barta goes down low to Blake Dixon. And onto the field for the Skippers comes Mario Bertagliat. Jack Ariola gives it off now to Brendan Ryan.
Keep your eye on Ariola there. He's been a good player for a few years for Tonka, and he's their leading scorer so far this year. And if he steps up to the plate, they're going to have a chance.
Dixon picked it up after missing the pass and now gives it off to Ludke. Mason Ludke, one of the leaders of the Skippers team as well, gets to the outside, goes behind the goal to Ariola, comes out in front, looks for the centering feed.
Oh, nice.
And a shot and a goal right there as Lucas Nelson, the recipient of that nice pass. Nelson, one of the taller players on the field, big target right there, buries it to give the Skippers a 1-0 lead.
Really nice controlled offense here. Coming around the net, Ariola, and feeds off to number 15, Lucas Nelson, and he buries it in front. And boy, how can you miss a guy that size right smack in the middle in front of your net there? By gosh.
They don't have heights on these rosters, but down on the field, Nelson looks a good 6'5", 6'6" or so.
Along with those long stick D they got back there. I don't know. That's a big, like walking through trees. Good start for the Skippers, though.
Pretty patient possession right there, resulting in a great scoring chance, and obviously Nelson able to bury it. Blake Barta wins the draw for the Skippers. Minnetonka will try to go right back to work offensively. This is Elliott Force. And
You have a failure to advance. He didn't get into the box in time. They forgot to get it over the 30-yard line. That's their marker. So possession changes. Wayzata has it.
good contact there defensively from Cole Schmidt, playing good hard defense on the far side of the field, harassing Brooks Hansen.
A little too mean.
Ball back in play now. Trojans working it around. That's Braden Nelson.
You know, what they got to take in track here, too, is these guys are big, not only from putting their body on you, but their reach, Joe. I mean, wow, that was an amazing dodge before him there, coming through.
Brenton Redrick with the chance for the Trojans. Got all the way through, slivered through a couple defenders. Missed the target on the shot, though. Nice little spin move there, and turning and shooting. Being denied there was Prokop.
Do you think the Skippers, after watching this defense, are a little motivated tonight, Joe? They're bringing a little bit of aggressiveness here on that defensive side. Look at that. And that should be a penalty. They got
That's a pretty good hard whack across the shoulder there.
So Minnetonka goes down one man, and the Trojans are on the power play for a minute.
Called it a push. No possession.
Yep.
Got away with a pretty good one-hander.
And contact with the helmet, too.
Shot from a long range on the power play, and
my gosh.
perhaps not a shot that Dan agreed with it there from Redrick.
Well, you got to show some patience here. When you got a power play, work it. So you need to take a shot that's about 10 feet farther in than where he took that shot. You saw how cleanly the goalie picked it off. They got a huge basket on their stick, and it's makes it easy to pick up a speeding ball.
Dixon goes back behind the goal to the only scorer of the game so far, Lucas Nelson. Nelson gives it up back top. Mason Ludke gets a step on the defender. Good help defense comes over. Ludke gave it up, now gets it back. And the Skippers will continue to move the ball around the outside. This is Dixon. Dixon, the double team came, so he gives it off. And there was a shot from Ariola that missed well wide.
We just saw a little bit of impatience there by the Skippers, but you can see how they were controlling it and moving it around. And sometimes when you're not scoring a lot of goals, you're going to try and create some openings, and maybe you shouldn't, but we'll see what happens. Oh, pretty. Oh, my gosh.
Good centering feed there from Ludke, trying to connect with Bertagliat. And here comes Getz the other way. Getz, nice little headman pass to Prokop. Prokop gets around one Skipper, engaged with the second one, gives it off to Nelson. Braden Nelson working his way to the front, gets a shot, and there is going to be a call coming up here.
I think we have a push with possession this time.
Nelson with a good little move there to get himself a scoring opportunity. Will result in a man advantage here.
Drew Schmidt on that, but boy, they're being aggressive on defense. I asked Coach Olivier about, the meanness of his long sticks, that's key. And he said, oh yeah, they got a nice streak of mean, and we've seen that already.
Schmidt goes down for a minute now.
Now patience here now for the Trojans. Find the opening. There it is right there. Beautifully done.
Nice little interior pass to Brooks Hansen, who couldn't find the back of the net, missed wide left. Trojans keep possession, however. Go right up top. Bounce shot right there was denied. Good looking effort from Dalton Seas. Now a turnover, chance for the Trojans. And there it is, the player that you highlighted earlier on. It's Amar Batra getting the Trojans even at one.
Boy, just a beautiful move there. Now, good pickup and steal right there, turnover. They'd get it over to Batra. He hasn't really touched it that much. What a move here. He uses his stick as a wand, fakes the goalie out, brings about one way, and brings the stick back. Now, watch as he brings it up top. He's going to go left and right, and then he's going to go back left to bring it in and sucks the goalie out and gets it in the upper corner. Beautiful play by Batra. He's got some real skills. He's also pesky. He's caused 13 turnovers this season, too, on when they're defending the breakout and defending the clear, and his rides are particularly mean, and he's probably created a lot of good opportunities for him this season.
Batra although all stats have not been entered this year, as they have a couple games missing, but in the 5 games that were recorded, 18 goals, 5 assists on the year. With 18 goals in only 5 games, that's, do the math, that's 3.6 per game that they have recorded. That's pretty solid stuff. Skippers with possession up the draw, and it's Blake Barda with it.
What I really like about that, 3 of those 5 games are against White Bear Lake, defending state champion, Eden Prairie, and Edina. And either one of those could be a state champion this year.
Schmidt did not get
Yep.
inside the 30 quick enough.
Yep. My gosh.
A couple of those now on the Skippers. Critical possession for the Trojans now. They've been able to get some offense going and drawing penalties so far in this game. Another call coming up here is Greenshield split the defenders. Looked like he just lost his footing. But
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of hard contact on that, but they called it the way they called it.
Lacrosse, I got to be honest, from an outside observer of lacrosse, it's really hard to tell what kind of contact you can get away with and what kind you can't because, I mean, the amazing thing to the outsiders is that you can really punish people with your stick.
Yes.
And then a little push sometimes gets called.
Yep. You hit it right on the head, Joe.
You know.
Frankly, the physical contact, when I'm putting my body on yours, it's just based on the intensity of the hit.
Yeah. Just a lot of open interpretation, that's for sure, with the officiating. And hard shot right there on a beautiful looking spin move from Redrick. Misses. Redrick's been not afraid to fire the ball, boy. He's fired at least 3 shots already. He hasn't hit the net with any of them, but he's been firing them. Another missed shot there.
Bata trying to create some opening there. That could have been a Ward. He got his off-stick hand elbow up into the defender, but nice move there. Good spin move.
Tied up at 1 here. Tonka got on the board first. Wayzata answered. And Trojans are looking now to get their first lead of the game.
Boy, Trojans just relying on a lot of one-on-one dodging right now. Not a lot of ball movement to coming back through after you've made a move. So
sometimes it's not even one-on-one; it's one-on-two. Once the help defense is coming, and you think there's usually an open Trojan at that point. They're not looking for him, not finding him. Now a chance for the Skippers. Nelson, there's the extra pass, resulting in a great-looking chance for Ariola, but he was kind of handcuffed when he got that pass from Nelson. Should have probably been a better shot. Nelson with a great feed, though.
Holding a hold with a change of possession here. So the ball goes over to Wayzata. Boy, these things, these little mistakes that Tonka's making are costing them possessions inside the Trojan zone. And I think, once they've gotten set up, I think their offensive rotation is rolling a lot better than the Trojans is in the attack zone.
Sully with it for the Trojans, gets inside the 30, now backs out. Out to Prokop. And the Trojans work it around. Errant catch there by Hansen. Made a little mistake in not catching that one. That'll give back possession to the Skippers.
Wow, that was a nice clear. Wayzata was set up for a trap up top by the halfway line, or half field line, whatever, and boy, they took it right over the top.
See Matt Brush there with a rare rush for him. Long stick coming down there and had a shot opportunity.
They don't get them very often, and when they get an opportunity, they take it. It's surprising how many times they score.
Now he's going to head back to the defensive side, and that'll bring Mason Lutke back into the offense.
Now we'll see how patient the Skippers are now in this rotation. They've been really good working off the wing here and getting it into the middle to a guy in the opener just on the back side of the net.
Dixon trying to go to work, but Luke gets good match defensively. Skippers work it around now. Dixon gets it back. Dixon loses his stick, and a change of possession. Good defensive play there by Getz. Here comes Getz on a rush. Goes cross field with it, looking for Batra. Batra didn't have a chance at that, so he just took the body on Brush, and he'll get called for it. So they'll give the Skippers a chance now as they hustle down the other way.
Boy, good defensive recovery by Wayzata. There was almost an opportunity with numbers for the Skippers, and they were smart enough to pull it out and not try to force it. Okay, working a 1-3-2 here in the offense, and we'll see them switch that off.
Skipper's being very patient here. Dixon gets it. This is Ludke. Ludke goes behind the goal, gets his pass intercepted.
Man.
He forced a pass that wasn't really going to give him a scoring chance. Batra tries to scoop that one up, can't do so. Brush fighting for it. He hits the turf. Now pass up for Batra. He can't catch that one. Oh, Batra gets some good contact there on Drew Schmidt. All still being fought for. Another turnover chance. And finally gets kicked in the direction of the goalkeeper. And Moras is able to finally scoop it up for the Skippers. Rush gives it off to Berta Goliath. They lost it back to the Trojans. Brandon Ryan with it. Ryan, nice little cutback move to get around Hansen.
Best clear in the world. Just take it yourself and go. Oh, misconduct call.
32nd infraction coming up for the misconduct.
Minnetonka will go on their power play for the first time. Man up situation here, and we'll see how they rotate it. Their ball movement's been good, Joe. We'll see if they can get that ball in the middle, because you know Lucas Nelson, all 6'5" of them, or whatever's going to be there. There should be. He's up on the wing now. We'll watch him sneak down in, I bet.
.127 to go in this opening frame as Minnetonka tries to regain that lead it had earlier. Nelson works it around the outside. Off to Ryan. Bertagliat goes back down low. Passing on the outside. They haven't really cut into the middle yet, trying to make that cut pass.
There it is.
Nelson tries to fire it.
We got to close that gap on him. He got too much of a really good wind-up that time. Get up in his ring. His face right off the bat so he can't stretch it and really torque it out of his stick. And Wayzata's back now full strength.
Minnetonka took one shot attempt in that 30 seconds. Got to keep an eye on the clock now. It's time winding down. Ariola gives it over to DiFrancesco, who loses it. Ariola scooped it up for him, but then was out of bounds.
Boy, good defensive stand by Wayzata there. Their long sticks really step up and had a little mean to him on that. Oh, kind of a surprise here, Joe. Only got a 1-1 score. Both teams playing very good defense in this first quarter and really limiting some shots, too. Most of them are from the outside. Tonka finding a good crease in the middle, in the guts of the Wayzata defense, and Wayzata just a fabulous play by Amar Batra to put a score on the board for them.
So it's a 1-1 game. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for quarter number 2 here on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
We're back in Minnetonka, ready for the second quarter. It's kind of a chillier, windier night there as the overcast blew in. Beautiful start to the day. Sunshine was out this morning.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it in a few days. It was welcome sign, but it's kind of clouds have moved back in here, and we're getting rain tomorrow. So enjoy, I guess, at least a dry night of lacrosse. Battle of the Bay between these two teams is Minnetonka and Wayzata in all sports have a nice little rivalry going. Here come the Skippers on the attack. Minnetonka got up first in this game. A goal by Lucas Nelson, but it was Amar Batra who tied it up for the Trojans. That's where we stand 1-1. Dan Ficken, Joe Moline here. Glad you're watching this game. We've had a lacrosse week here on 12 Sports. Dan's been at lacrosse 3 nights in a row now.
Just loving it.
Oh, there's a goal as the
beauty.
Skippers score from the outside. Nice looking shot there from Brendan Ryan.
You know, they got that middle opened up for some reason. The defense didn't slide over into the opening there. Watch the move here. Bang. Takes the move, beats the short stick midi, and just rips one. He got a lot of torque on that shot and just beat the goalie for Wayzata, Will Rammer, just cold. Great shot.
See a lot of shots from the outside and a lot of accuracy, and that one right there was right on point.
I think Tonka's, knows where to shoot it. They just haven't been able to hit the net, or it's been blocked. And Wayzata, they're just shooting anywhere, hell, from wherever they are. And they need to get a little more disciplined. I think Tonka needs to shoot a little more.
Minnetonka working it around now. And another goal. This one a little bounce shot from Elliot Forrest, who worked his way in there and forced to be reckoned with.
Watch
there.
a spin move right there, and then he bounces it, which is tough for any goalie, and it skipped in between a short seam, short side on Wayzata. And again, if you're not scoring goals, as Coach Olivier said about the Skippers, that's having trouble. Get some more shots, and then amazing what'll go in. It was a bad angle shot, but he found a nice opening, and he did the right thing, Joe. He didn't try to, beat him with a straight one. He bounced it.
Well, 2 possessions for the Skippers so far in the second quarter, and they've been pretty quick to make work of it. Trojans haven't had the ball at all in the second quarter so far, and here it looks like they might finally. Ground ball being fought for right there, and we do have a whistle and a stoppage. Okalik trying to pick that one up. Actually, it's going to go to the Skipper, so unfortunate for the Trojans.
They aren't going to see it.
Spending a lot more time on defense than they would like here in the opening couple minutes.
Zeta's been really good, though, about causing turnovers. Through 5 games, they'd already caused 75 turnovers. And again, that was through the meat of their schedule.
Hey, Mario, get out of there! Mario, get out! Get out of there, deep red! Go!
Budke gives it off now.
Here it is. Oh.
And there's one of the turnovers. Ooh, good looking shot right there from Blake Varner, getting it back to his goaltender here as he needed some help as he's being double teamed.
Good move goalies usually, they got a good eyesight on the field and they'll find the open guy for you.
I'll stay with Wayzata. Gets a little mass substitutions on both sides here. And a 1-minute opportunity coming up here for the Trojans.
Penalty, a push with possession, 1-minute penalty. And who got it here?
Whoever got it is
24. Mason Dunlap.
Trojans will go to work. Key possession for Wayzata.
My time, the penalty was not up. We had 3 seconds run off the penalty before it started. So take it back. Reset the penalty time. Yeah, take it back, guys. Reset the penalty clock, please. So 1 minute, and then put 2 seconds back on the time. We had some time run off that penalty. Then go take it to 9.
You know, one thing, we're kind of picking up on the referee telling the scorekeeper on 3-second run out with the penalty. It's got, tell you what, you got to be a pretty good timekeeper in lacrosse as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Pay attention. I wouldn't do it.
movement right now for the Trojans. Into the middle they go. Ground ball shot, and a good-looking save there by Moros.
That was just good play all the way around. The Trojans, nicely done. They found that spot in the middle. They moved the ball around very nicely, not worrying on dodges. Got a really good shot off. Just a very, very good save by Evan Morast.
Timeout Minnetonka. They're going to talk things over here. And it'll give us an opportunity to check out the Lake Conference, one of the premier ones in all of boys lacrosse and frankly most sports in the area. And some of the power schools. Edina sitting up top right now with that 8-0 record. #1 team in the state in Eden Prairie. Right behind them, a couple of losses.
Well, Edina finally blossoming. They've been talking a few years about the potential and the young kids they've had coming through their program, and they're finally reaching high school level. They're 8-0 undefeated, really looking like the powerhouse of the state right now. Eden Prairie, been a traditional power, won a few state championships also, especially in their girls program. They will always be a contender, and Wayzata's always been pretty good. A little different this year. Very young team developing, but a 3-2 record in this conference with a young team. Well, that's something special. Tonga, again, they've won a state championship. They've been a little down for the past couple of years, as Coach Olivier would say, and it's kind of in their heads. They aren't acting like a winning program, and they need a couple key wins here. Maybe a good run in the section show to kind of improve their outlook on the whole program.
A couple of tough teams they'd have to get through in section play. Eden Prairie and Chanhassen, both in their section.
Yep.
Teams that they don't feel too not confident about, though. They beat Chanhassen a year ago. Think that they can play with Eden Prairie. Of course, they took Edina to the wire this year as well, losing by 1 goal. And Skippers now with a key possession here, trying to extend that lead. Still down a player. They miss on that shot. That attempt came from Brendan Ryan. Jack Ariola going to work here, now gives it off. That's Ludke around the outside. Little centering feed and a good-looking play right there.
Wow, what a nice play.
Andrew Di Francesco on the finish, but good ball movement all around. Nearly every skipper touched it.
Ariola again with a beautiful pass, setting up as he did on the first goal. Setting up the big guy, he sets up DeFrancisco here, and all of a sudden, Tonka has exploded for 3 goals right out of the gate here in the second period.
DeFrancisco, one of the freshmen on this skipper team. It's kind of a veteran team for Minnetonka, but to be a freshman running around out here with some of the big kids, pretty impressive stuff.
He's been scoring very well this year. He's been a pleasant surprise as far as stepping up, and he'll be one of the kids they have to build around here in the next few years with the program.
Wayzata now with possession. Butcher looking for some help. Some changes coming up here as Redrick comes onto the field.
Important possession for the Trojans here. They've been outscored, 3-0 here in the second quarter. They need to get something on the board here.
See some of Redrick's impressive speed as he gets away from a couple of defenders, but now he's going to find the open Trojan. Where is he? There he is. And then they couldn't quite connect in the pass. Braden Noble couldn't hang on. That was the open player that he found, though. From the Skippers the other way. Ariola will wait patiently as they complete some of the changes. Dunlap goes down hard.
Good play by the D, though. Got inside the windmill move and just locked it up big time. That's not a hold. The windmill move locked it into the stick. It wasn't a stick doing that. That's why they didn't call that.
Forrest. I think we saw a kick save on that one. Forrest went low. Rammert made the kick save.
Mason Dunlap now trying that windmill move, but switching arms real quick to make sure the D didn't lock it up. We got a penalty flag.
Yeah, pass went over to Blake Dixon there, and he got some contact before he was able to make. I think before he was able to catch that, receive that pass, he was interfered with.
Jack Ariola, one of the better players in the state, has really done a nice job setting up other players so far tonight. Rather than putting it in himself, he's just setting other players up.
Nelson can't handle that one, trying to fight for it to keep possession. It's right there for him, and they, off the post or off the goaltender. There was a rebound to be had. No one could get to it, and it's finally cleared by Rammert. Ball controlled now by Connor Abraham. He went up, lost it, and now we have a Trojan ball.
Get an opportunity to look at the save here. Skipper's coming down, getting an opportunity. Nice save. Really nice save.
Good stick work, too, by one of the defenders right there to keep them from getting the rebound. Now the shot's right on, right into the midsection there of Morast.
Good goaltender down there for the Skippers. He's really been done well tonight so far. He's made some key saves for him, allowing the Skippers to build a 3-goal lead here.
Ludke charging past the 30 for the Skippers. All the way around the outside. Now a centering feed inside. And Nelson gets one. There's kind of a delayed reaction here. They're going to call it. It is a goal. Nelson was hesitant to celebrate there, but he got a nice feed out in front.
Connor Abraham with just a beautiful pass. Up to the guts to Lucas Nelson, standing right up in the slot and got it, just buried it home. Boy, it's nice to have that kind of reach, huh, Joe? You can just put that ball up there beyond everybody else's reach, and you'll just get it and bury it.
Nelson gets his second of the game, and it's a 4-1 lead now for the Skippers. Nelson's a good-looking target to throw the ball to there in the middle. Nice hustle play right there. Now ground ball shot saved. As Ty Barron had a head of steam.
I think he got rolled down with a push. It's a talk of possession. This offense has worked so far, and it's been down below the net. Passes from the wings, out front, or across the back door.
Ariola making his move.
If you notice now, he's been feeding the ball quite well. He's got a long stick on him, and I don't think you'll see him with the ball without a long stick really close by to him.
Dixon finds a little bit of running room, then misses on the pass attempt. Wayzata ball. Another key possession for Wayzata. They've went scoreless so far for the first 8 minutes of the second quarter.
Well, and the other part of that makes this a little more serious, Joe, is the fact that they're not winning the faceoffs anymore. It was pretty even in the first quarter, I thought, but this quarter, the Skippers have really dominated the faceoff line.
A great speed rush right there, but another great save by Morass. But Redrick showed off the speed, got himself in a great position to score, and he's got a lot of shots here tonight, but nothing to show for it so far. Back come the Skippers. Anderson fed it into the middle. Go down low to Nelson. Nelson trying desperately to scoop it up, but he's being defended very well by Getz. Getz has been an animal out there defensively for the Trojans. Getz hard work pays off as it's Trojans' possession now. Here comes Wayzata. Green Shields. Sali. Tabatra. Tabatra going to work on one of the better defenders for the Skippers, and that forced a bad pass.
And another turnover.
Well, you saw what the big physical defense can do right there as Batra went up against Brush. Brush didn't give up anything.
Batra isn't exactly your small little, attackman. He's a brick. He's just a big or smaller guy, but he's just really built.
Lower center of gravity. Called the hockey legs, right?
Well, I'm going to say this. Amir, it's no insult to you, but you got that nice wide butt, boy, and I'll tell you use it effectively keeping people off the ball and the puck. And it's a good weapon if you know how to use it.
You hear the coaching staff from Minnetonka yell that you're too packed in, reset, and they want to spread out a little bit. And you see it really spreading that defense out now.
You don't want one white player in between, close by 3 blue players.
Ariola gets around 2 defenders, looks to center it. Nelson scooped up that one. Brendan Ryan buying some time. Ryan just threw it right to a Trojan defender who was not able to catch it, so Tonka gets it back now. There's a great chance for Laga to turn that into a turnover, but he just couldn't handle it.
I think it was surprised seeing the ball coming right at him. He usually got to reach out to pick it off.
A little bit of a pick play out there in the back. Now a feed to Nelson in the middle. Can't handle that one. Tagliat chases it down. Forrest throws it right on goal.
Oh, nice save.
You tell one of his coaches was yelling, "Rip it." They worked it around. They thought that was the shot to be had. But another big save from the Trojans trying to keep him in the game. Will Rammer right now playing pretty solid despite giving up 4 goals in this period. Now a turnover. Here comes the Skippers. Tagliat all the way to the outside, looking for that centering feed and missing wide. Not getting much on that shot though either was Ariola.
Yeah.
Like to have that one back.
Well, he's done so well with assists. I think he's chomping at the bit to put one into the net, and he just ripped under there, just missed the net. But we see in this game of lacrosse, you see big scores. We'll see 14 goals and 13 goals, but goaltending is really, really important in this game. It isn't necessarily the quantity of saves you make; it's when you make them. It's like any other game like that.
Skipper's got to keep an eye on the clock here now. Nelson getting the ball back down below. Another penalty coming up on Wayzata, but a big save made there, and we'll have a stoppage on that save. Rammert made a big one again for the Trojans, and tell you what, he's keeping this game within reach. It could have been It's 5-1. It's not pretty right now for Wayzata, but it could be really ugly had he not made some of these big saves at the end of the quarter.
I like the way he's getting out and being aggressive. You know, he's holding position, but he's being aggressive on him. He's closing down the distance between them where that basket and the body become more effective, and there's less net to shoot at.
That time will dwindle down here and end for the first half. It's all Skippers there in the second quarter. They score 4 unanswered goals, and they take a 5-1 lead into the second half. We'll be back with first half highlights. You're watching Boys High School Lacrosse here on 12 Sports.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Back at Minnetonka High School, where the hometown team, the Skippers, lead 5-1 at halftime over the Wayzata Trojans. How do we get there? Let's show you with these first half stats and highlights. Good looking pass attempt right there. Ariola fed the big, tall Lucas Nelson in the middle. Nelson got the Skippers ahead earlier, and this is the leading scorer for the Trojans, Amar Batra, getting them on the board, tying this one about 1 apiece. It was 1-1 after 1. But then it was all Skippers in the second quarter. There's the first one of 4 goals as Brendan Ryan buried that one. And then it was Elliott Forst giving them a 3-1 lead. 3-1 Skippers at this point. Another nice pass. Again, it's Ariola feeding a Skipper in front. And that one was Andro Di Francesco. And again, another feed in the middle of this time. The recipient, his second goal of the game, Lucas Nelson. Nelson has 2 goals in the first half, and you saw Ariola with a couple of nice assists. It's 5-1 Skippers over the Trojans. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids
you.
how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Back in Minnetonka, along with Dan Ficken, I'm Joe Moline. Happy that you're here with us on this colder May evening. Right now, the first half summary looks like this. Wayzata has 1 goal on 8 shots. Minnetonka 5 goals on 9 shots. Obviously, a much better shooting percentage. And Lucas Nelson with 2 of those goals for the Skippers.
He seemed to find his position right out in front of that net. He knows where to be, and he really made him count. And I tell you, Tonka's got to be happy with the goals that they're scoring tonight.
I got to tell you, though, the Trojans just didn't have the ball much in that second quarter.
You know, when you start winning some faceoffs and stuff, it's amazing how much you can control the ball.
And they just moved it around, and then, you saw their shooting percentage. So that not only with the high shooting percentage, but then they were winning the battles for the ball, and that just made the difference in that second quarter. So Wayzata's going to have to do something, obviously, to make more of their chances, but just find ways to get possession.
It's the first thing you got to do. The first thing you got to fix is they got to start winning some faceoffs here. They can't let Tonka win, 6 out of 7, which is probably close to what it was in that second quarter. And once they do that, settling down in the offense and taking it 1 goal at a time. You're 5 goals down. Don't rush it. Just take it a goal at a time. You got a lot of lacrosse left to play. Work your offense. But Tonka's going to get the ball right off the bat here.
Trojans are down a player to start the second half here. There's a penalty late in the half. Only a couple more seconds left in that penalty, though. And but it doesn't matter. Ariola buries one right off the bat there. And the Skippers with a commanding 6-1 lead now after that one.
Wow. They found that opening really quick and just, wow. Good ball movement here. And Ariola just finally let one go from that side. That's the second one he let go. The first one he missed the net. That time he found the right spot on it and expands it out to a 5-goal lead now.
He's been a playmaker for most of the first half, but 6 seconds into the second half is all of a sudden a goal scorer.
Well, here's the test for the Trojans now. They got to start winning these face-offs.
Wow. Sorensen just kind of gave it away. Now Trojans do get it back now as Thomas was able to gain control. Here comes Batra around the outside. Takes a little bit of contact, gets pushed further out. And that's the matchup Minnetonka wants there. Batra covered by Matt Brush. Brush still going to him. Batra gets around him and buried it. Boy, Batra single-handedly goes all the way around the defense and through a couple of defenders to say, that's right, this drought is over.
You don't want to get into a bull pushing contest with Batra like they're doing right here. You're going to lose that. Now watch him split with a beautiful move here and got inside, and then a nice bounce shot, which is always dangerous, and puts it in there for his second goal. And Wayzata's second goal of the evening here. That was a big one. The Trojans needed something here to really get him going. Or hopefully get him going.
Batra with both goals for the Trojans. And the Skippers win that draw.
That's a big response, winning that face-off.
Blake Barta gets the Skippers back in business. Ludke working around, giving off to DiFrancesco. Tagliette back down to DiFrancesco. This is Mason Dunlap. Race, and ball will stick with Minnetonka as Dunlap was able to get there.
Well, I like what they're doing here. Tonka's not, they're moving the ball around pretty good, but they're still taking some shots. They could sit on and try and run some clock, but might as well wait to the fourth quarter. Keep shooting. You haven't had a lot of goals this year. Keep working on it to really open yourself up, so maybe in the last part of the season, you can really start having some double-digit goal games.
Tagliette not tall enough to catch that pass from Ariola.
And the ball going to the Trojans halfway up the field.
Wayzata with the ball now. It's Alexander Sully gets it in play. Nice little unforced error right there. Not able to catch that one was Nelson catching it clean, but now Nelson does get it back. Centering pass right there and missing wide.
Well, Minnetonka got into the stick swing there and just restricted the amount of range that shooting stick had. Nice play defensively.
You see Batra just looking for a little bit of help offensively from some of his attack friends.
Boy, nice move there.
Elliott Forrest showing some speed to the outside. Breaking through. Forrest. Oh, what a move that was. I think Forrest has a pretty good shot because every time he's gotten in that spin move, I've heard the coach yell, "Fire it!" So I think Forrest is one of those guys that's got a pretty good shot on him. They get him that shot right there, and he's
coming in low too. You don't see a lot of that. Go low, high, and he just ripped it. Good torque on it. Got his whole body into it. Nice spin move.
Forrest gets that 5-goal lead back now for the Skippers.
We were talking to Minnetonka coach, and he was talking about a shooting percentage, which was at 11%. I think they improved that tonight a little bit, Joe. Wow.
Yeah, speaking of 11% in that loss to Edina, a frustrating loss when you're playing against one of the top teams in the state, and they got a ton of shots on, just couldn't find the back of the net. Reset here now as the Skippers with possession. Brendan Ryan with it. Ryan advancing it. And now we'll reset. DeFrancisco behind the goal. Ludke to Bertagliat. He had a shot there, did not take it.
Well, he got off on his left side. I'm wondering if he doesn't have a lot of confidence in the shot from the left side. I mean, if you dual handle.
DeFrancisco, the freshman there, going to work a little bit from the back. Gives it off to Ariola. Seeing a lot of patience out of the Skippers there. Bertaglia at that time broke through his first guy. Double team came. Second, the help came, and he tried to fire a shot but missed wide. And now an illegal screen there. Saw a little bit of a pick play behind the goal. They call that, so it'll be Trojans' ball on the turnover. The speedy Brenton Redrick with it. Redrick all the way around. Does not pull the triggers. He got to the crease area.
Oh.
Now this time he
nice
scores.
Play. Wow.
Finally gets on the board. Redrick has been a force to be reckoned with in terms of his speed, but he hasn't been able to accurately shoot the ball here in this game, but that one was a good one.
Big mistake by Tonka here. They should have stepped down their defense, let their guy stay one-on-one with him, and he was beat. You've got to slide down. You see number 10. Yeah, but I think there's another Skipper a little bit close to that. You got to stop it and cut. You can't let him make that turn, but, boy, he got in there really nice, didn't he, and just buried it.
Josh Anderson was number 10 there. He didn't want to lose responsibility on his guy, but he probably should have slid over a little bit and made that shot more difficult.
Oh, boy, Zeta can win some faceoffs here, Joe. He could put a little run together.
Fighting for the ball. Minnetonka sometimes just wants it more in these situations so far in this game. And they get it again.
Ground balls really is a matter of will.
Key part of this game here, 7-3, still relatively close game in lacrosse terms, but good-looking move right there. Elliot Forrest is finding his shot here in the second half. Forrest got 1 goal in the first half. Now he's got 2 in the third quarter.
That's his second underhanded wheelhouse shot here. Good move here, too. He says, well, you're going to give me that? All right, fine, I'll take it. All right, let's see what do I got here. No, I don't want to go up top. They got the stick away. Oh, got around him. Get underneath and just found it through the 5-hole. Nice shot. Wow. And an answer right back for Tonka.
8-3. Getting back to that comfortable 5-goal lead mark here for the Skippers. And look at that. Trojans, that's the story of the night right there, isn't it?
Yep,
Every
exactly.
time it looks like the Trojans might have it, they don't come away with it. Now they do. Let's see what happens, though. And there we go.
Skippers possession
Josh
again.
Anderson, they've been winning those ground ball fights, and just a little bit more will tonight out of the Skippers in those battles. Now a funky little turnover almost. As Morast had a little miscommunication with his teammate. Blake Dixon up top, and this is what we've seen a lot the last 2 quarters. Minnetonka with the ball, and then I would say that their shooting percentage is pretty spot on. Their goals per possession is a pretty solid number right now, too. There's not a good turnover.
Oh, my, that was definitely a push from behind. No question about it. Wow.
Getting away with one there might have been Blake Varner.
Swallowing the whistle there.
Trojans give it away again. Sloppy night for Wayzata.
Very sloppy. Yeah, the turnovers have been killing them and lack of winning faceoffs.
Here comes Brush with the long stick, splits the defenders and goes low to get his first one of the night.
You got to like them long poles, boy, coming down there and letting it rip a little bit. And it's surprising how many times they score when they get it going, but nice split. Look at that. Just gets right in between and just brings that stick down, and a little bit of velocity on it. Just a big fulcrum there, but perfect shot. High-low bounce.
Brush, a junior, promising lacrosse career. Committed early to Holy Cross, future Crusader.
That's pretty good, Joe, that you knew that. By gosh.
Let's hope I'm right.
I'm pretty sure you are. Wow.
Another one won by Minnetonka. They're going to go right to work or not? Oriole's going to pull it back.
And the call. So you get a good look at the Wayzata bench there, and they got to be quite dejected.
Equipment malfunction stoppage. Ariola had to tidy up a little bit. This is Nelson going all the way back up top. You're going to see a lot of this here the rest of this game unless Wayzata is able to get some turnovers forced. But right now, Minnetonka, the way they're spreading it out, the way that they're passing it without making errors, it's going to be hard for Wayzata to do anything. Minnetonka's taking pretty good care of the ball tonight.
But stay in your offense. Don't just go completely, dormant, for heaven's sakes. Keep firing the ball because, still a lot of time left in this game, and 6-goal deficits have been wiped out pretty quick. Oh. Yeah, that'll keep it on the board. Keep it going there. They keep putting them on the board like that.
And see what's happening there is Ariola is able to beat his defender, draws another one, and then Minnetonka's cutting at the right opportunity, the right time, and finding the right space. It's just it's a nice-looking play.
Yeah, they've used that quite a bit. Ariola is very good at that. Making a move, switch back, and coming back, getting his head up, and he sees his team out, and they bury it.
Mason Lutke gets the goal for the Skippers on the feed from Ariolo, who's been the one just kind of handing it out. I mean, to call him the playmaker would almost be understating it. Another fight for the ball. Who's going to win this one? Even though the Trojans win one, they make it interesting, don't they?
And the Skipper's coming away with it.
That right there, they're gonna have a highlight film. It's one of those game tapes where the Trojans either gonna watch this game and really learn a lot from it, or they're gonna throw it in the garbage can. So let's just not look at this one again because there's a lot of opportunities for the Trojans to win those battles, and they just haven't come away with it. Comes Forrest. Hunter Abraham. Again, look at just how spread out Minnetonka is right now.
They don't have to push right now. They don't.
See a couple of new players into the game. That was Tucker Bawani. Forrest, double team, lost his footing a little bit, but quickly up. Oh, there's a turnover on the Skippers. Sawyer Anderson brings it up, makes a nice little pass across. Joey Okuchi is all the way in. Okalik had a chance there. That was a penalty behind the play, I believe. Slash 1 minute penalty coming up here.
12, Hunter Abraham.
So a chance for the Trojans here.
Well, when they get these opportunities, they got to really take advantage. They really can't miss on any of them now with a, you know, a 7 goals. That's a difference here.
The Minnetonka team defense has been pretty good here tonight. You can watch the way they converge on the ball, get their sticks in lanes, active sticks. Watch how they contest every single pass and every single shot, and then you see the save there made by Morast.
You know, beautiful is exactly what you want to do. Force that shot from the outside, you know, being a man down. They're trying to get inside, and you just shut that down big time.
Loose ball there, nice turnover forced by the Trojans. Frederick was trying to find Atra, and they gave it away. Here comes Brush. See what he can do offensively when he gets the opportunity, but instead he decides to pass off to Nelson. Once the other offensive players up into the play, that'll be forced. A lot of patience out of Minnetonka here. Brendan Ryan with it. And we're getting a little bit of a pick play there. Screen call on Bertaglia. I don't know what we were looking at right there. Here comes the Trojans. Off the skipper penalty. And the turnover. Brush rushing across midfield. On the attack. Looks for the pass. Oh, and behind that back shot there. Looking for the highlight reel play was Andrew D. from Cisco.
Oh my gosh, good play by the long stick too. Just a great pass down there. It looked like he was going to shoot it and then just let it go. Just beautiful play. Just didn't score.
One of the fan favorites, Ty Barron, gets control. Barron works really hard on the defensive side. Doesn't get any opportunities offensively. He's one of the guys that gets called when the possession changes to the side, but it seems like when he gets the ball, fans are up on their feet cheering. Ground ball shot right there and a save made by Morris. He's been strong.
Yeah, he really has. He hasn't had to make a lot of saves, Joe, but like I said, it's not how many, it's when.
Loose ball. And that happens at the very end of the third quarter. So The third quarter comes to an end, and it didn't get much better during that session for Wayzata, as the Skippers are out to a 10-3 lead with 1 to play. We'll be right back for the final quarter on 12 Sports.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Back in Minnetonka, the lights are on, the sun is going down. The baseball game is about to get started across the way. But it's lacrosse here for us, fourth quarter. And the Trojans have a pretty big task ahead of them if they're to get back into this one. 10-3, it's been all Minnetonka since that first quarter. It was 1-1 after 1, 5-1 after 2. That last quarter was played 5-2 in favor of the Skippers, and there's what you see right there. There's some good effort out of the Trojans there, fighting for that ball. Oh, a long headman pass up and out. Batra trying to run it down, keeps it in play, and gets around a defender. What a beautiful move that was to get around Brush. Batra to the middle, shot, and then missed. Ooh, that would have been a good one had he been able to find the back of the net on that one. Tonka getting their sticks in the passing lanes once again there as Cole Schmidt was getting a stick on that one. Brenton Rederick gets around the outside. You want to get good quality scoring chances here, but you got to have a little bit of urgency. Batra lowering the boom, just pushing Brush aside. That's not a little
Good
defender,
defense.
he's pushing.
Oh, my gosh. He is. I mean, but Batra is just...
Oh, and Batra turns and fires. That's a pretty good goal there, Dan.
Yeah, you could hear the reaction of the fans here. I'll tell you that much, boy. But I'll tell you what, that's just sole effort. And just the bull rush here coming through. Keeping his hands low. Not too much of a word there, but all of a sudden loses control. And he'll get it and fight back in. Because this is good defense happening here. This is just a heck of a good shot.
Not the easiest angle to hit either.
No. He knew where that net was. Well, here we go now, fourth quarter. If they could win a few of these draws and you know, make them count, you know, get 2-3 here, all of a sudden they'll be back in the game.
Batra would like some offensive help, too.
Yeah,
he's
really.
carrying a pretty big load right now. Elliott Force coming back down. Force had a great third quarter for the Skippers. 2 goals in that third quarter. 3 on the night so far. Force makes the little move. Double team help was coming, so he gave it off.
There it is.
Surprise, surprise. Another great feed into the middle by Areola, but unable to finish that one off was Jacob Dahl.
Well, they're finding it, though. They're getting in there, and they're getting the ball in there to him. Oh, my gosh,
Nelson,
look at this.
wide open chance there, but denied at the doorstep. Rammert made the save, but couldn't retrieve the ball, and now Minnetonka misses the goal, but they'll retain possession here.
I just love the way that they're just firing it up there and getting some opportunities, good shots off. Oh, wasn't ready for the ball at all. He kind of jumped and didn't quite snag it. Turnover there.
Unforced turnover there.
Opportunity for the Trojans here, Joe.
Quite the lead in half if they could get one. Rushing upwards and out as Getz.
Yeah, there is head contact there. Minnetonka's going to have a penalty. So the Trojans are going to get a man-up opportunity here. Number 10, Josh Anderson going off.
They're looking back door there for Batra. Couldn't get the pass through. Now fight for it.
Yeah, so if you have one of those nights, get it to the guy who's putting the ball in it. They're going to give it to Batra.
Batra picks up that bouncing pass, turns, fires, tried that same type of shot there, but missed wide right.
He's not afraid to shoot it from any angle or however, upper hand, lower hand, whatever.
Hey, there's a shot from the outside where Wayzata's able to connect. Good looking shot there from Alexander Salih.
Yeah, need some of the other boys to pick it up here and start putting the ball in the net. You just can't rely on one person. And that was a good start for one of our sophomores, Alexander Salih.
Big face-off here now. Big draw coming up. So successful tonight has been Blake Barta for the Skippers. Doing battle there with Chris Thomas for Wayzata. And the Skippers will get possession. But Trojans are winning the period, or winning the quarter so far, 2-0. So cutting into the lead a little bit, little by little. Ariola gets around a defender. Help comes, gives it off now. DeFrancesco moves it back to the top for Brendan Ryan. Ryan was looking for that feed to Ludke, but it was intercepted. Nice defensive goalie play by Rammer to get his stick on that one.
Yeah. Might have saved one there. Did a good job. Kept that basket handy to make a move.
Wayzata on the attack now. See if they can keep the goal streak together. Nelson behind the goal. A matchup of 29s. We've seen it a lot here tonight. Batra.
Nice play by the goalie. Batra just holding it off, and all of a sudden the goalie's saying, all right, enough of that. I'm going to get my stick and play here.
Green Shields. Oh, and he got hit down from behind. Easy call. Brendan Ryan will be whistled for that one.
Being a little too aggressive. I think that move kind of fooled me. Just there's no way to get out of the way. He was going full bore. Another opportunity for the Trojans, though, with the man up.
That shot whistled just barely wide. He thought he had a look at one there. Shot from the outside, missed wide. That one was Dalton C's. Ball in play now, Botcher with it. Again, a nice stick. Good play there by Brush. Intercepting that one. Picking up the ground ball and off to the races. Gets it forward to Forrest. Forrest running around the outside, killing some time here.
Little guy's got a motor. I would have died about 2 laps ago, for heaven's sakes. Wow.
Forrest ran a couple laps and then came off. Gives it off to Ariola.
Coach has gotten smiling down there. Well, we're all set for practice now, Coach. We've done our minute run.
Ariola, nice little move there. Missed the shot on the short side. Ball kept in play, though. And Eden DeFrancisco with a close point-blank shot denied by Rammert. Nelson from close missed.
Good defensive play, though. I think he got part of his stick. Or at least took enough room away from him that he had to kind of put a hitch on that shot.
See Ariola always looking, surveying. I mean, even when he's making a move, he's looking to see that pass. Heads up play there by Rammert to intercept that pass that was going behind the goal. Come the Trojans. Going back to work here. Redrick drawing a double team. Redrick, nice little move, steps around a couple. Bounce shot, rebound attempt. Almost had his own rebound.
Well, it's starting to win in some ground balls now, making a lot of difference.
God, look at that. Just the way he's able to shield off defenders. Lost the ball eventually, but boy. He's going to call for a penalty. That's a frustration penalty right there.
Yep.
Chasing after him with a stick and swinging.
I just needed a rest anyway, so I just bought some time, Coach.
Yeah.
My gosh. The one guy that can't afford to have really off the field, but he's an attackman, so he doesn't play defense. They won't need him now.
There's got to be a certain part of you that's fun to chase after people with a stick, though. And, you do that after this time's over and you're in jail. You and I start doing that, we're locked up, but you can do it in the sport.
Go out and pound unmercifully on them.
Skippers with the extra man try to add to their lead here.
Funny thing about this, a lot of hockey players have converted over to play lacrosse. And, you know, I'm like, all the teams that I've coached now, they always whine in hockey when they get slashed across the arms. My son was big on that. Then he'd come home after a high school lacrosse game, and he'd have bruises up and down his forearms. And he never complained about it once.
Yeah, part of the game, eh?
Part of the game, Dad.
Ground ball. Chased after there.
Wow.
Toglia runs it down.
You just do not lose possession. Look at that. And this is good. I mean, they're controlling it. They've got possession, and they're running clock right now. And that's right. Don't take the shot unless you have to. You don't need to score anymore. You just need to run the clock out. Oh my, that must hit the pipe.
Got a good-looking shot from tight by Ludke, but denied by either the post or, once again, Rammert, who's Again, he had a rough middle patch, not because
Yeah.
of his own doing, but he's been really strong here in the fourth. Comes Minnetonka back to the way after a Wayzata turnover. So you work so hard to get the ball back, and then you give it right back to him.
Pretty safe to say now. I'll tell you what, Tonka took care of business tonight. This is a big game for them. They needed to put something together. As we said, Coach Olivier said, they just got to build that winning back in their head again and understand they've been a strong program. And even though the past few years haven't been really great for them, they played a very nice game against a pretty good Wayzata team here. Is really coming around. They'd won, 4 out of the past 5 games, and we're becoming a force. And Tonka's owned them tonight, Joe. They really have.
Well, Minnetonka here came into this game with a 3-5 record, but at the end of the season, they're going to be sitting with a pretty decent record because they play teams like they have Eastview, Blake, Hopkins, Duluth, and Bloomington Kennedy left on their schedule. I expect them to be over 500 by the end of the season.
Yeah. There's a couple of them there that are pretty tough, but still, they should be able to win.
And a big one at the end there. Good looking shot from Blake Barta, who on his follow through hit the midsection of one of the Wayzata players who went down hard.
Wow.
Watch the shot here and then watch where a stick hits the Trojan player. But Barta gets rewarded with a goal after being so good on the draws here tonight. He gets a big one for the Skippers, and Barta deserved that one. He's been dominant in the circle. 11-5 now. Lead for the Skippers after a couple unanswered goals from Wayzata.
There's a young man that's going to be a little disappointed, Bartra. The thing about Amar Bartra, he gives you everything he's got every single game. And
Bartra's going to see if he can't get one more in
you
here.
bet he is. And he does.
Just forces his way through.
And yeah, you got to understand he's playing against a D1 long stick here.
Yeah.
And he's just bruising him.
I don't know if there's if Brush can't stop him. I don't know if there's a defender that can, when he decides to go through you.
Yeah. It's like you're just not going to stop me. I'm not going to finesse you. I'm not going to do anything. Look, I'm just going to bruise by you. And he's quick enough then to get the stick around and put the ball in the net. I almost said puck in the net.
When he does stuff like that, you get the idea that there's not a sport he couldn't play. I got him playing rugby. I got him playing football. I got him playing hockey. I mean, just go ahead.
He's an athlete. He definitely is.
Nice little turnover forced. Good defensive effort there from Hess. Tonka does get it back though. Ariola. Let's see what he's got left in the tank tonight, and he does it again.
He's been busy. He's been busy handing out handshake assists here, and then finally he's put his. I think that was his second one.
He got his second,
of the night, yeah.
Maybe even third, but he's got about 6 points in the night for sure.
Oh, he's really stepped up, and they needed him too. And Wayzata Batra, he needed to step up too, and I thought he did. The rest of the players around him just are having a tough time finding the back of the net.
53 seconds to go now. 12-6 the deficit. Staring Wayzata in the face. Nice. I mean, you see the Skippers, they just don't give up. They just out working a little bit, the Trojans here tonight.
Oh, I don't think they like losing the first game. These like conference rivalries. I'll tell you what. You lose one to them, you get a second opportunity at them. You're going to make it worth your while. And frankly, Joe, between you and me, I don't know too many of the Lake Conference teams that like each other, and I don't care what sport you're playing.
Yeah.
inside the box.
Ariola finally does it. I don't know if he did or not. Time running down here. Trojans go for the home run pass all the way down to Botcha. Let's see what he has left. And then Botcha goes to the outside. And one last effort right there, but gets it knocked away from a nice defensive player in Matt Brush. So there you have it. A great game for the Minnetonka Skippers as they came back here, got some revenge against the Trojans, won their first home game of the year, and got off the schneid a little bit as they had played some tough teams coming into this one. For Wayzata, they drop now a couple of games below 500 as they move to 4-6 overall. But a good game here tonight. The Trojans will bounce back, hopefully, against Hopkins next week. Well, for the entire crew here at Channel 12, we thank you for watching. For Dan Ficken, I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, and stay tuned for more spring sports on 12.